Every so often, a young talent comes along that demands special attention. 12-year-old American golfer Latanna Stone is one such talent. A student at the IMG Academy Sports Institute in Florida, Latanna is already one of the most talked about prospects in US golfing circles and is being tipped for the very top. A Florida native, she was introduced to the sport at the age of 2.
When I first started getting into golf, I saw my dad swinging some golf balls into our pool. We had like these little plastic golf balls, and I just started teeing them up for him. And he decided to give me this little cut-down broomstick, and I started swinging it. And he got my mom, and he goes, "Wow, you have such a great swing for this little girl." You know, they're just talking about it, and so my dad decided to get little plastic clubs for me.
It wasn't long before Latanna progressed from the plastic clubs and she won her first 9-hole tournament aged just 5. The trophies have been piling up ever since. To date, the youngster has won over 100 tournaments across America. Latanna enrolled at the Academy last year. She's hoping to follow in the footsteps of LPGA star Paula Creamer, who also trained here. Dave Whelan is the Academy's Program Director for Golf.
Our track record, if you look at it, we've put 25 girls on either the LPGA Tour or the LET Tour in Europe. So, you know, if our ambitions are to become a professional golfer when she leaves either here or leaves college, then the structure in place and the support systems are in place here to enable her to do that.
Prior to joining the Academy, Latanna was homeschooled by her mother, Yuen, and entering the more structured environment of the Academy was an adjustment for her. However, with a maturity that belies her tender years, Latanna has thrived in the competitive atmosphere here, where she's surrounded by other aspiring sportsmen and women. Kevin Collins is her personal coach.
You know, she's fun. She's a very outgoing. She's a high energy kid, which is good. The only challenge of working with somebody that has had so much success at a young age is the ability to get them to buy into some of the changes that they need to make moving forward, so that their game continues to evolve and continues to move up with the levels that they move up. She's had so much success and she trusts what she does. Sometimes it's a little bit of a difficulty getting them to understand that some of the changes that they need to make are going to end up leading to success, you know, 2-3 years down the line, as opposed to, you know, right then and there.
Back in 2012, Latanna made national headlines when she became the youngest player in history to tee off at the US Women's Amateur Championship in Cleveland. Aged 10 at the time, and still in 6th grade, she found herself competing alongside top amateurs from around the globe in a tournament that's used by many as a stepping stone to the LPGA.
They were probably thinking in their mind, what is this little girl doing here? Or is she just coming to watch? She was like, oh wow, she's coming to play. But I mean, I saw some like pretty shocked faces, but I saw some pretty impressed faces out there. It was a lovely learning experience. I think it really made me improve my game. I was very nervous, but I was grateful to be there with my dad and my mom.
Despite failing to make the cut in that tournament, Latanna impressed many with her confident and assured display. Utterly dominant amongst her own age group, the youngster has grown accustomed to playing alongside much older golfers.
Thank you.
That challenge is crucial for her development as a player.
She's much more of a feeler, finesse player. She scores with her short game, and she's got uncanny face awareness. She has the ability to get herself to hit the shot on target wherever she's aimed, and she's actually trying to work on her fundamentals and mechanics a little bit to help herself be a bit more consistent. But it doesn't matter if she aims 30 yards right or 30 yards left. She finds a way to get it back on the flag.
Up, eyes in the sky, back down. One more.
There is always the worry of too much too young with child prodigies, not forgetting the pressure and expectation placed on their shoulders. But Latanna seems to be handling all of this whilst keeping her feet firmly on the ground. Allied to her abundance of natural talent is her mental strength. She appears well equipped for a career in golf.
Because she's such a kid, you want to give her that opportunity to spend these years growing up being a kid and being able to mature. And the number one fault we see with a lot of our young talented kids is how much pressure and how much time and intensity that they feel at a young age, and you don't want them to be burned out and not love the sport anymore by the time they're 16 or 17, which is very young still, but it's 5 years from even where she is now.
I really don't feel pressure by it. Sometimes you can get a little overwhelmed by a lot of attention, but I mean, it's good that I have all this attention on just such a young age. It's actually nice because you get to put yourself out there. I try not to get frustrated. I mean, there's always other tournaments, I always tell myself, and this tournament, you don't have to win, but even though I have that instinct and desire to win, it's okay because there's many more tournaments to come.
Latanna's mum and dad, Mike and Yuen, have been greatly supportive of their daughter's fledgling career. They arrange their work commitments around their daughter's practice sessions and are also helping to manage her growing public profile.
We're kind of like with a budget here because golf is really an expensive sport. We have to pay for the clubs, the golf shoes, the golf hats, the golf balls, and so on. I mean, it's an expensive sport. I mean, with everything. I mean, so we can't like get a nice car, you know, and stuff like that, or like a nice, buy a house. So it's kind of, they sacrifice a lot for me.
Latanna's next event is the Drive, Chip and Putt Championship, which is held at the legendary Augusta National a few days before the Masters. It will doubtless be a great experience, but Latanna is all too aware that there are more important factors in her personal development.
Some more coaching, some more practice, definitely a lot of practice, some tournaments. I mean, if you don't play tournaments, you're not going to move on, really. You have to play against good competition. I definitely want to turn pro, be on the LPGA Tour, but somewhere in there I want to go to college.
Transworld Sport has a feeling that golf fans will be hearing a lot more about Latanna Stone in the years ahead.
The students that have settled here weren't always the best players or best golfers when they came in. They took advantage of what's on offer here and became that way. If she takes advantage of what's on offer here and she has the same work ethic, I can't see her not.